Another issue surfaced, and that would be Mr. Obama's Selective Service registration card. There had been months and months of debate over the Selective Service card. We had to take a look at the Selective Service card. And what you'll see on one of those diagrams there, you see a blow-up of the Selective Service card. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play this short video to show you what we did and how we came to our determination. I'll expound on it a little bit, and then we'll move forward.
Was Barack Obama's Selective Service card really received by the post office on July 29, 1980? What exactly is the concern with Barack Obama's Selective Service registration? We reviewed multiple Selective Service registration cards. These are just 4 examples. Notice the date stamps on all 4 contain 4 digits for the year-decade marking. This is a copy of the date stamp from Barack Obama's original Selective Service registration card that was made available for public review. These photographs illustrate a standard pica stamp that was used during the 1980s era. The photograph on the upper right shows the pica stamp compartments and stamps that need to be changed out daily, monthly, and yearly. The picture on the bottom right is an example of a loaded pica stamp. These 5 examples are the expected results from the pica stamp used by the United States Post Office. The 2 examples on the far left are from the same post office where Barack Obama supposedly turned in his Selective Service paperwork. Per the United States Post Office, it is policy to use a stamp that contains 4 digits for the year. The stamp below is Mr. Barack Obama's, and it contains only 2 digits for the year. Why? This photograph shows a pica 2000. The reason the numbers 8 and 0 are out of position on Barack Obama's registration card is because when the numbers 08 were cut away from the year 2008, they were not cut squarely. Or perhaps put another way, the person who cut them cut too close to the 0. So when 08 was turned upside down to become 80 and put back into the pica stamp, it pushed too far to the right. In what is becoming a clear pattern for documents that are essential to the documentation of Obama's life narrative, the Selective Service card isn't just forged, it's poorly forged.
This piece of evidence is extremely disturbing, given the fact that there was no logical reason in 1980 for any post office employee to cut a pica date stamp. It is one solid piece of rubber. It sits in there for a year. In addition, the pica date stamps, the stamp itself, the stamper itself, is no longer manufactured. It was manufactured until about 1980. However, the inserts are still manufactured, but you can't go on the street and buy them. They come from postal supply houses. The only way we were able to get them was under the venue of the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. I personally cut that 2008 stamp in half, put it in, and stamped a white piece of paper, and to my amazement, I replicated what was on Mr. Obama's Selective Service card. That has severe implications that I'm not prepared to speak to you about today. That's troubling. Absent of a birth certificate, absent of a legitimate birth certificate, and if you go back to the very beginning when this started, Sheriff Arpaio called it from the very beginning, show me the microfilm. We do not have a single document, absent of that birth certificate, which we do not believe was ever an authenticated document, that proves Mr. Obama's birth in Hawaii or anywhere else in the United States for that matter. We have to see some more information. We would like to see hospital records. We would like to see microfilm. And let me emphasize, A single roll of microfilm or a single picture of microfilm is not going to be enough. We would want to forensically examine that roll of microfilm. It can be age tested. We would like to see the documentation that Hawaii has, and we would like cooperation. At this juncture, we've advised Sheriff Arpaio that we believe this should be a full-blown criminal investigation because we have identified a person of interest in the forgery of the birth certificate. We are not prepared to give you any more information than that, but we have identified an individual. That is also under Sheriff Arpaio's consideration. Thank you.
I'm Jerry Corsi, a reporter with WND.com. And first, if you'll permit me, I want to express my personal sadness at the passing of Andrew Breitbart, a fellow reporter. I would like to express sympathy for Joseph Farah and the entire WND.com staff. Andrew Breitbart was a courageous friend whom we all admired, and we greatly miss him. It was very interesting, but last night at 5 o'clock, I received a call from Andrew Breitbart's office. They were seeking to interview Sheriff Arpaio. And I arranged an interview with Sheriff Arpaio with Andrew Breitbart, which turns out may have been his last interview. And of course, I was honored to be able to do that. It'll be a treasured memory. Sheriff Arpaio gave an early interview and discussion of what we're talking about today to Andrew Breitbart because of the deep respect we have for him. My remarks are going to be short. I want to give you some of the background. I was invited in August last year with the surprise Arizona Tea Party to give a presentation. The surprise Tea Party had prepared a petition. Some 250 signatures were obtained to go to see Sheriff Arpaio to ask him to undertake the investigation. I came with the Tea Party members to a meeting in Sheriff Arpaio's office. The sheriff told us that he would consider the request, and a few weeks later he constituted the cold case posse with the authority to begin the investigation. In October, as the investigation began, I came to Maricopa County and spent a weekend, 18 hours, of sharing information. I brought all the research I had accumulated on the issues of Barack Obama's birth certificate and eligibility to be president. I can tell you that the investigators were skeptical, not enthusiastic to undertake the investigation, and that I came with a stated determination to find the truth. I was willing and remain willing to have been found wrong by the law enforcement investigation on everything I've researched and written about Barack Obama's birth certificate and his eligibility to be president to this point. This is not a politically motivated inquiry. It's an inquiry for truth. That's why I feel privileged to have participated with a dedicated law enforcement team that has been organized by Sheriff Arpaio and the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. The commitment I made to the cold case posse was that my research, as I continue to develop it, would be first turned over to the posse and not published even in WND.com so as not to compromise the investigation. And I've continued to do that. I want it to be very clear that I was not present in the dozens of interviews to corroborate information, the additional affidavits and searching that the posse has done. I participated only when I could contribute or had something to offer. And I participated in none of the deliberative meetings of the posse and did not seek to do so. It was not part of the decision-making process whatsoever. The role as a journalist was involved that I continued to function as a journalist, but since this had developed in a way where the law enforcement investigation was going to take hold, Joseph Farah the founder and creator of WND.com, made the editorial decision to allow me to continue to work closely with the Cold Case Posse without compromising either our journalistic integrity or intruding upon the law enforcement investigation. We at WND.com just considered that since a law enforcement group duly constituted was going to be looking at the issue, we were honored to have that level of attention and seriousness, and we committed ourselves to work with the Cold Case Posse, as we will continue to commit in the same capacity to work with Sheriff Arpaio as long as the sheriff invites us to do so. So I want to thank you very much. I want to make sure everyone had an opportunity to understand from our point of view exactly what has happened. Thank you very much.